Hello and welcome back, everyone. You can see there's been a bit of a development on the bike. So late last week on Friday, I bit the bullet and took both wheels and tyres into the mechanic down at the local bike shop. A call out to Steve Motorcycles down in Midland. Steve's Motorcycles did a nice quick job. Didn't have to book it in. Just they were kind enough to fit me in between jobs. And you can see I've given her a bit of a clean up as well. Just attended to some of the chrome work, and while the wheels were off, good opportunity to get in there and give them a good clean. One thing I've found fairly fascinating with this front drum brake on this bike is it has this removable panel here. It would appear to be an access panel, but if you look at these individual pressings in this steel piece, they correspond to underneath here. The alloy has slots in here for cooling. So it looks like if you wanted to do any sort of competition, you could remove this for ventilation, and you would also remove, these. These are just plugs that do pull out. So you can literally just get your fingers under them, pull them out, and push them back in. So how's that for some increased ventilation for your drum brake? So today's work is going to involve taking the tank off and emptying whatever fuel is left in there. And I'm going to drop the oil as well. I don't need it on the stand anymore, so I'm just going to get it off that. Once I've done oil and fuel, I'm going to try and take these float bowls off the bottom of the carbs on both sides. Purpose of that is to make sure it's not going to suck up any crap that's in the bottom of the carbs. So we'll get those off. But yeah, she's come up beautifully shiny in places. The chrome, the header pipes are really good. In some places, like the front guard, excellent chrome work. Other places, not so great. This taillight bracket is pretty povo at this point in time. But anyway, I think it looks fairly authentic for its age and in really good condition. Without further ado, I'm going to get started. Okay, we've got it on the ground. First thing first is this fuel tank. So we'll just open up our seat. Tank's located here just on a pin, and there's a bracket, padded bracket in there where the tank rests on. Now, let's see if I can set you up just here. Oh yeah, looks all right. So we're going to lift that up and slide this back. We have two hoses here on the petcocks on each side. These hoses have gotten really hard. I might replace them. And it's as simple as that. All right. Now, I can't do this two-handed, so I can't do it one-handed, so we'll do it two-handed. Tip this out and see what's in here. That fuel is the same color as the paint on this bike. That's nasty. That's really nasty. I dropped one of my little insulators off the bottom. I'm going to put some acetone in that, because if that's, oh god, it stinks really bad. All right, let's not splash this on the paint. here. Okay. It wasn't a particularly clean container, but you get a gist for what was in there. I'm really a bit cross with myself for not completely draining that out. Another thing I noticed on here is that fuel line is pinched and it's rock hard. The other one's just rock hard. Got a filter down there too, which is pretty good. Okay, gonna need to replace this one. Definitely. So that's what I'll do there. It's increasingly looking like minimum. Get the air boxes off. So take the side panel, these side covers off, and get both air boxes off, because that thing gives me good access to that fuel line junction. All right, that's what we'll do. All right, this is a 13mm. You should just hinge down and then pull off. Yep, there you go. And there's your air box on one side. And we've got an Allen key holding on there and a bolt at the back here. Okay. That looks like a 10mm. I'm going to do that one first. Okay, it's good. I'll just go grab this Allen key. Okay. Let's see, that one. Well, there you go. I'm usually not very good at judging. What? That's a bit loosey-goosey. Totally loose. Our flasher unit is in the way, believe it or not. Battery box is also in the way. Ooh, that's what you wanted. Okay, well that was easier. I might put those other things back. So that's what's holding those airboxes on. Okay, so that's given us good access there. You see that grey fuel line there? That's what we've got to get off and out. You can just see. Okay. There we go. Neat. I'll have to come this way. It's definitely a little filter, just to screen out the big chunky bits. I can see one in there on the other carb as well. So we'll have to do the same for it. Good. Okay. That's probably time now for me to run down to the auto shop and get parts. So I'll bring you back when I'm back. Alright, so here we are back from, as it turns out, the mower shop. I went to 2 auto parts shops and they just didn't have the right sort of filter. So there's your new fuel hose, iridescent yellow, and these are your inline screens, 150 micron. Briggs and Stratton, believe it or not. So the princely sum of $8.40 each, which blew me away, and $10 for that piece of fuel hose. So yeah, go figure why that's so expensive. But turns out the mower shop is where you go for spark plugs and fuel components for your Yamaha. So now all I have to do is make this times 2, and we'll be in business. In the meantime, I'll park that for now. I'm going to go and get the other side off, do the other side cover airbox, so that I've got access to the fuel line this time. So yeah, without doing that, it's right down in there, and it's there's not much joy. So I'll do that. Bring you back when I'm done. All right, so I've got both fuel lines off, and I've had a bit of a change of heart. It's going to sound a bit strange, but what I'm going to do is given that these screens are actually really clear, there's nothing really, that one's got a bit of brown residue in it, but it's not stopping it from flowing. I'm going to put these back on and run the bike for a bit before I put the new fuel line on. I've checked that this hose, which has got a kink in it, that still does flow pretty easily. So the idea there is that why would I risk blocking up my new screens when I've got these perfectly good ones which I can block up and then throw away. So that's what I'll do. I'll put that back off, and then I'll advance us to taking fuel, the float bowls off the carbs. It's just a little bit hard one-handed. It's 1 of 4. Now I do have carb rebuild kits for both of these, should that need arise. But again, it introduces a whole lot of faffing about if I have to retune everything, synchronize the carbs and all that. Okay. Yeah, so as it turns out, getting the air boxes off and everything has made this job actually possible. Get in there a bit better. Need to sit more comfortably. I'm sort of half squatting on the ground. Where are we? Down there. There we go. It's a bit fiddly. I'm grateful that these aren't tightened up, you know, to 200 foot-pounds of torque. Oh, drop it. Last one. Right up in there. Now, as you can see. Right. All right. I did a little bit of gentle persuasion. Okay. That's all 4 of them done. Very strange sensation. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, there's crap in there, all right. Yeah, I can get to that needle in the seat. I'm definitely going to replace that, because when the bike was running all those moons ago, I'd started it like 2 years after I'd finished the work on the bike, and it gushed fuel out. Yeah, so clearly. Let's see if that pin comes out. Oh, here's my pliers. Right. Oh, if you were pliers, where would you be right now? Oh, there they are. Of course. Now what we're trying to do here, these this float pivots on this pin, and that should just slide out, which it does. Yep, it looks like. See if I can get you up under there. You see the float up here? That. It looks like it's got crud all over it. What do you reckon? It's going to need, I think, I might have to go pull one of these carby kits apart and see what Let's see what it is. Let's go. Hello. All right. That's a float in there, which is a 10mm. I reckon if I get a little 10mm socket up on that, I'm going to be a winner. Man, this is challenging doing it one-handed. It might put you down. It's loose. Probably just sort the socket out. I'll just tighten that back up. Oh, I must be a bit tired. Oh, it's ridiculous. Here we go. Just coming out. Yeah, it's seen better days. It's green with... Let's see it. Yeah, time to go. Alright. I'm going to... What I've done is I've taken the needle out of that. It wants to fall out upside down, so I'm just going to sneak that up in there, nip it up, and then sorry, bring it in there. Now this does not need to be tight. Terribly tight. Damn, I've screwed with the socket again one-handed. And that makes it nearly impossible. Here we go, let's try that. So this just needs to be nipped up. And I am definitely going to need both hands to put this float assembly back in. So I'll catch you up when I'm done. Alrighty, so we have our needle and seat arrangement, our floats back in. That was hardly a challenge to get that done. So now the next thing is just disconnecting this hose off the float bolt itself, and then I'll take that over to my ultrasonic cleaner. What I do want to do is the other side as well. I'm not going to take you through that. Same process, exactly the same process. So I'll do that, and then I'll have both float bowls off to clean them up together. Okay, I thought I'd bring you up close and show you what's... This is one of the reasons why you do this exercise. This bowl here has just got this green sludge Just, yeah. And in this, up in this corner here, you can see the crap. The little pick. That's just ready and waiting to get sucked up and clog things up. And here's the other one. Similar theme, crusty in that corner there. We'll have that cleaned up in a jiffy. Now this this hose is brittle. Right now, I'm not gonna try taking it off the bottom. It's doing a job. It's just a ventilation. It'll vent any fuel out. Not sure under what condition or circumstance, but we'll just leave it be. I'll run these into the ultrasonic now. So, he turned it off. Okay, okay, so this is how these float bowls came out of the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm not thrilled with the result, if I'm honest. We've got this sort of crust, gunk, all over the place. You can see it in here. It's kind of wanted to gunk this one up, but this one had a gasket covering all of this, so not much got in there, but that's going to need to be blasted through. So yeah, not happy. There's just more cleaning to do now, and I'm going to use some hydrocarbon solvent and a small brush to clean some of those up, some compressed air to blow those ports out. I'll take, there's a little emulsion tube in here, I'll take in there, so I'll take that out as well and blow that through. Also take this bottom drain out and blow that through too. Okay, so this is the finished product, if you like. All the crap has been cleaned up. Anything that looked like corrosion also. I have a Dremel tool with a very small wire brush, so I got into it with that. And so that's 1 out of 2 complete. I've just got this soaking in some of that wax and grease remover. So it's liquid hydrocarbon. I'm going to give that the same treatment. It's taking a lot longer than I would have hoped, but cleanliness is next to godliness when it comes to carburetor float bowls. Any crap that's in here can get just sucked up and block ports and all sorts of bad stuff. So I'm going to empty that out and get started. Okay, so this is the second float bowl, nice and clean now. And I've just turned camera on because I'm going to put this little emulsion tube back in. So it's literally a hollow brass hollow brass tube with a thread in it that screws into the body, and it's got these little holes, and you can see why they'd be prone to getting blocked with some of the gunge that was in the bottom of this bowl. So now again, you don't need to torque this down to 200 foot-pounds. This really just needs to be nipped up, because what you don't want to have to do is make it too tight, so that when you come to redo this job in 5 years' time, it's can't get it out. So that's all we need to do with that. And that one cleaned up quite a lot better than this one. Actually, this one needs to be air blasted one more time before I call it done. Ooh. Just blowing out all the passages. And that will be it. Happy with that. So now I just need to raid these two new carb kits. I'm going to put new gaskets on, to be sure. The gasket that came off, it's got this crud all over it. Yeah, I'm not even going to attempt it when I've got replacement ones. All right, so I'm going to get on and do that, and I'm going to bring you back when it's time to put side covers back on and tank on, and we're on the home straight here, just about ready to put some petrol in it and see if it goes. All right, so we have a problem here, Houston. So the way these carburetors operate, they have a plunger in here. This sort of brassy coloured thing. It's a plunger, and it's a Venturi effect that, depending on the rate of airflow through the carburetor, how far up into its cylinder this plunger is pulled. When the plunger rises, there's a needle in a jet, and the needle uncovers more jet, which means more fuel gets added. Now the problem is, that's supposed to move freely up and down, but that is locked solid in there. So the other side, for demonstration, see if I can get you in here. I'm not sure if you can see that. The lighting isn't fantastic, but you can at least hear it. There you go. So that carburetor is going to have to come off and get taken apart. So that is what I will do. I could use a good clean anyway. So the screwdriver on that bracket will clamp. Carbs are linked together, as you'd expect. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, so here we have carburetors off. I've taken the diaphragm cover off here. There's a dirty great spring that sits in there as well, like so. Now, diaphragm is in beautiful condition, very pliable. Sometimes you might expect these to go brittle with age. what I'm going to do, because this the diaphragm's connected to this piston in here, get a much better view of it now, and that piston is just stuck. So what I want to do is get some lubricant spray around the sides of this, and the best way to do that, in my opinion, might be mistaken, is just to peel this diaphragm back carefully, and it will expose the let me see. Carefully is the operating word here. There we go. I'm going to jet some if I can get this to work. Whoa. Okay. I'm also going to get liberal in here too. Just let that penetrate for a little bit. What you can see in here, or what you can actually see demonstrated here, is the main jet sits within this. And again, this is an emulsion tube, so it's sucking up frothy fuel that's been mixed with air. And this piston is going to rise and fall depending on engine demand, and it will pull a needle, which is attached to the piston, out of its jet seat. And as that needle moves out, it exposes more jet surface area, which draws more fuel in. So it's quite an ingenious method of doing things. And when I get around to getting the Mini back together, that has an SU carburetor, which operates under exactly the same principle. Right. I'm going to get in there very gingerly, see if I can't get a little bit of movement out of it. Nope. Wonder how long that's been like that for. I need to just regroup, have a think about this. Maybe we can do that. Come on, guys, help me out here. I'm trying to push it down any further. It's going to help. So I'm coming at it from the throttle butterfly side. You guys can't see that very well. But I'm being very careful here not to cause damage. I'm not going full welly on it. I might put it in a vise and give it a love tap from this side. Just if I can tap it down 1/10 of a millimeter, it'll be enough to break the seal of whatever's holding it. All right, that's what I'll do. Okay, sit rep. I've managed to get it that far up in its bore, and as you can see, we can now almost grasp that piston and get it out of there. Now it's a really strange sensation. The way I eventually did it is I gave the piston a bit of a tap with the handle of a screwdriver, and then I got the screwdriver back in here and used a twist to try and push that up, and it moved like, how would you describe it? Like there's literally glue around that piston. It kind of wants to move a little bit, but it's not a grating feeling. It's a bogged in molasses kind of feeling. And I think this, from memory, this was the carb that had the green. You can see it moving there now. Had the green bloody goop in it. So it'll be very interesting when I get that out. Oh, I don't like doing that. Let's see if I can get some grip on that. Again, don't want to damage that diaphragm. Yep, it's turning. God, it's moving slow. Here we go. It's coming out. And that's your needle that goes down the jet. See if we can see in here. Yep. That's the culprit, that stale fuel turned to varnish and locked it up. All right, cleaning job. All right, so that's clean and polished up with some quadruple zero steel wool, the finest steel wool you can get. Now the scoop on these is that you do not lubricate this piston. Any lubricant can attract dust before you get it fully assembled and behind an air cleaner, and that will cause it to bind. So literally, these have just been polished, and I've taken the needle out. But this, I'll give you a demonstration. It slides very, very, very nicely in there. So that's the ticket there. I'm going to get it all back together and get them both on the bike. Okay, I have another interesting turn of events here. So I'm in the process of putting a new needle and seat in there to control the level of fuel in that chamber, and force of habit, give these a little bit of a shake, and I can feel sloshing around in there, which is never a good sign. So I take it over here, and it's supposed to float, people. That's not floating. So I'm going to need somehow to source one of those. Now I don't know whether... Anyway, that has put an interruption to this project until I can get this sorted out. So what I'm going to do is post this content up, and then you blokes will just have to wait until this issue is resolved. All right. Okay, so so that's the end of this episode. Thank you all for taking the time and watching, and we'll have some more content coming your way soon. Okay, this is a little addendum to that, to the last part of that video. I managed to find a replacement float from a place called Hayden Tuning in Europe, and just after I placed my order, I decided to see if I could work out where the holes in this this float are. And what you can see carefully there, each of those little dots, if I turn it upside down, hang on, right, each of these little dots is literally holes, multiple holes. So yeah, so I think I was reasonably justified in getting a replacement one of those. It's rooted. All right, so this is end of the episode until I get that parcel. It's coming from Europe, so I'm not sure how long that's going to take. But I'm going to move on to the Mini. I'll kick off some of the work there on that engine, so stand by for that one.